So today I wanted to share with you an experience I had recently that had an incredibly profound effect on me. I was working with a client in my clinic and I suddenly got an intuitive nudge to do a chakra balance on her. I like to do a chakra balance using a pendulum like this one, as it gives me a really visual sense of the energy flows in each chakra. So I got out my pendulum and I held it over the woman's root or base chakra at the base of her spine. The energy was really closed and tight and my pendulum didn't move much at all. So I moved the pendulum up to the next chakra, the sacral or navel chakra, just below the belly button. And the pendulum started to move in a slightly wider circle, but still the energy was quite flat. And that was kind of reflected in my client's comments that lately she'd been feeling really tired and physically depleted and exhausted. So I asked her to imagine a vibrant colored ball of red light sitting at the base of her spine. And as she did, my pendulum started to swing in a wider circle at her navel chakra, which was where I was focusing. And that kind of indicated to me that her base chakra had been really under-energized. And now that she was bringing in the red energy her base chakra needed, that was being re-energized and it was allowing the energy to flow up to the next chakra, her sacral chakra. And it was really energizing this area of her body as well, because all the chakras, all the different energy centers in our body are all interconnected, all part of the one greater whole system. So it made sense to me that energizing her base chakra would have a flow-on effect to energize her sacral chakra. So I then invited my client to imagine a beautiful, strong orange color in her navel chakra, her sacral area. And it immediately made my pendulum swing there in an even wider circle with even more energy. So I worked my way up through each chakra, checking on the energy levels at each one and inviting my client to bring more energy in by imagining a ball of colored light in each chakra. Red for the base chakra, orange for the navel chakra, yellow for the solar plexus area, pale green with a little pink center in the heart chakra, sky blue for the throat area, indigo purple for the third eye or brow chakra, and violet for the top of the head at the crown chakra. By the time we'd finished, which was really only a matter of about 10 minutes or so, every chakra was energized and my client was feeling so revitalized she was wanting to bounce up and out the door. But before she got off the table, I moved back down to her base chakra where I'd started, and I held my pendulum over her base chakra again. And I have to admit, much to my own amazement, my pendulum was now spinning so wildly in such a wide circle, with so much energy and power to it. It could have flown right out of my hand, it was so strong. And I was so amazed that then I heard a little voice of doubt creep into my own head that said, oh, this is all a load of rubbish, this couldn't possibly be true. And with that, I felt my entire arm kind of like jerk forward and then ram back into my shoulder socket, as if someone had slammed their foot on the brake and then my arm and my shoulder ricocheted back into the socket with full force, and all the energy just completely left my arm in an instant. And the pendulum, instead of like waving around wildly like this, it just came to a complete instantaneous grinding halt and stopped swinging altogether. And it felt like not only did the incredible energy that was previously flowing in abundance slam to a complete and total stop in my arm and my hand and the pendulum, but it felt as though the energy then totally withdrew altogether and retreated into a vacuum of a black hole that was so strong that no energy or light was able to escape at all. All the energy and light was held so tightly within that black hole that none of the energy was to be felt or seen. I could not even tell that it had been there. It wasn't able to flow or be released because of the energy-sucking vortex that had been created by my own self-doubt. The instant I had that thought of self-doubt, questioning whether or not what I was seeing was real and doubting my own abilities, everything came to a screeching halt. All that beautiful, flowing, powerful, abundant energy just got sucked into that vacuum created by the self-doubt, and it was gone in a flash, in an instant. 1 minute it was flowing with power and abundance, and the next nanosecond it was totally and completely gone. And it really showed to me the power of self-doubt. It is a power that totally engulfs and sucks our life force energy and radiant light into a black hole of nothing and makes it disappear completely. I had a really visual and visceral, through my arm, experience of what that's like, and it absolutely knocked my socks off. Or more to the point, it kind of knocked the wind out of my sails as I was flying high with the energy that was flowing with my client on the table, now that all her chakras were open and energized and enlivened and aligned. And then the energy was just knocked out of my sails as that whisper of self-doubt cut off all the energy flow and just shut it down completely. Within me, of course, not my client. She was absolutely fine. But that's what self-doubt does. It stops the flow of our own energy and pulls us back and causes us to stop in our tracks. Whenever you doubt yourself in any way, whenever you doubt whether you're good enough, whether you're smart enough, attractive enough, successful enough, capable enough, the moment you doubt yourself in any way, I want you to know this will suck your power and potential back and block you from moving forward. Because you can't move forward if you don't have any energy to move you forward, right? So let me ask you this. In what ways do you doubt yourself? Do you doubt your physical appearance or your body or your ability to be healthy and energized and well? Do you doubt your abilities in your work, whether or not you're good enough at your job, whether you're capable of doing what's needed to get your work done or to attract the job of your dreams into your life for you to really get ahead in your career? Or do you doubt yourself financially, whether or not you're capable of achieving the financial wealth and prosperity you desire, whether or not you'll actually get ahead financially? Or do you doubt yourself in terms of your purpose, why you're here, whether or not you're ever going to uncover your life's purpose and live a more meaningful life? Where do you doubt yourself? Do you doubt yourself in your parenting, in your relationships, in your communication skills, in the bedroom, in your ability to give or receive love, in your value and worth as the person that you are? Just think of all the ways in which you doubt yourself, and then ask yourself whether or not you want to keep holding your energy back in these areas. Because remember, when you doubt yourself, you hold yourself back in terms of the flow of your own energy and power the moment you doubt yourself. So look at all the ways in which you've been doubting yourself and then ask yourself whether or not you want to do anything to change it. If the answer is yes, then the best way you can change your self-doubts is to challenge them. To challenge each of your self-doubts and ask yourself, is this actually true? Is this actually 100% true 100% of the time, these ways in which I'm doubting myself? Because the reality is, most of the time, your self-doubts are not absolute God-given truths. They're just stories you've told yourself that you've chosen to believe, and they're not actually true. It's just that you haven't stopped to question and challenge them. So challenge your self-doubts, and if they aren't absolutely true, then look to find some examples of where your self-doubts have not been the case. So, sure, I might not be fantastic in my work all the time, but last week I did a really good presentation, and in fact, my colleagues gave me really positive feedback, so sometimes I'm actually quite good at what I do. Or, sure, I might not feel so confident in the way my body looks, but actually when I look after myself and treat myself with love, I actually feel a lot better in my body and how I look. So once you've challenged your doubts, then choose a different thought pattern. Replace your self-doubts with more positive, empowering thoughts that keep your energy open and enable your energy to continue to flow with abundance. Instead of doubting yourself, make the decision that you're now going to choose to believe in yourself, to affirm, I can, rather than I can't. Because that's the power of self-doubt. It turns your I cans into I can'ts. And whatever you believe to be true will become your reality. If you think you can't do something, then you won't be able to do it because your energy will have completely shut down, as my pendulum showed me. So every time you notice you doubt yourself, instead of thinking I can't or I'm not enough, make the decision instead to think the thought I can and I'm more than enough, and then move yourself in that direction. Instead of thinking to yourself, this isn't working, I'm not good at this, make the choice to think a new thought. This is working and there are no limits to what's possible in my life. Instead of thinking I'm never going to get that job or earn enough money or look good or be in a loving relationship, make the choice to turn your thinking around and to affirm to yourself, I'm great at what I do. I value myself immensely. I love my body and I'm so grateful for all that it does for me. And I'm in the ideal relationship that is right for me. Really reaffirm and claim to yourself, I can do this. I am able to do it. Of course I can. I'm an amazing being that's more than capable of giving things a go and learning and growing and living a truly limitless life. Because if you allow your self-doubts to be there, you won't be able to access and unlock your full energetic power and potential to really enable you to shine bright and create all the things your heart desires in life. It's one or the other, self-doubts or an abundant flow of your magnificent divine energy and power. You get to choose. You just can't have both. And I certainly know which thought pattern I'd prefer. So until next time, from my heart to yours, bye for now.